back to my channel. I'm a digital artist known as Doodles by Indie on Instagram and TikTok. And today we're back with another video on the alphabet series. This is a series where I draw an occupation pertaining to each letter. In the last video, we drew the word artist for the letter A, and we spoke about the Etsy strike. While I draw, I normally like to talk about what's happening in the artist community, anything Etsy related, business related, or just life happenings. So, for episode 2, we are on letter B. I asked my followers on Instagram what occupation I should be drawing for this letter, and a lot of you have chosen the word barista. So that's what I'm going to be drawing today, which is great because I feel like that was one of my dream jobs as a child. I've always wanted to work in a cute cafe and make bread and cute lattes all day. And while I draw today, I'll be talking about knowing your self-worth, placing a value on yourself, and I feel like this is mostly just going to be me rambling on the struggles of being an artist online. I'm also going to preface this video with the fact that my head will pop up a lot, and I got rid of a lot of clips because my whole head was literally covering the entire screen. I guess I didn't realize that my head was just that close to the iPad while I was drawing. I'm also going to preface that this will be a slightly longer video because I'm drawing the background as well. So grab a snack, grab your tea, grab your iPad, and let's draw. Anyways, back to self-worth. If you're new here, I opened an Etsy shop over 2 years ago, and I always saw it as a hobby. I drew for fun, I made stickers for fun. I never really had a cadence of launching stickers or products. It was always like, oh, I see this drawing as a sticker, a pin, or a keychain, and then I would make it and put it in my shop. I also was always fine with just going a month or two not posting or putting something on my shop if I didn't feel like it or I felt like I was burnt out. But towards the middle of 2021, which was last year, I really wanted to grow my hobby into more of a business. I wanted to be more intentional about what I'm drawing and what I'm putting out onto social media or my shop. So for each month, I tried to have a new theme of the type of drawings I wanted to draw because at the end of the month, I wanted to launch these drawings as stickers as opposed to just drawing to draw. For example, in the month of April of this year, it was all about plants. I recently went to my first plant shop near my apartment and became instantaneously obsessed. The whole place was so cute, and it was filled with new plants and succulents all the time. And this year, I definitely wanted to add more greenery in my apartment. And side note, plants and pots are just so expensive, so this will definitely be a expensive phase of my life. Anyways, so because of my obsession with plants, I drew a bunch of plant related items and now they're up in my shop. Shameless plug, but my shop is in the description of this video, so go and check it out after watching this draw with me. But the thing about having a theme every month is I feel like I'm limiting myself every month by forcing myself to stick to a theme. On one hand, I feel like there are days I definitely struggle to stick to the theme by finding what I should be drawing. But at the same time, I feel like I'm also challenging myself to think of something to draw just to stick with the theme. But this pressure to have a theme every month, I sometimes feel like I'm also losing my creativity. I feel like I'm struggling to find that balance of wanting to draw whatever comes to my mind and churn out art just for social media. On one hand, if I wait until every time I have an idea of what to draw, I would be waiting forever because art block is very real. But if I continue to post on social media on a more consistent basis, I feel like what I'm putting out there is not always my best work. It always feels kind of rushed and incomplete. For example, I wanted to work on drawing backgrounds, but one that takes way too long to finish a piece if I added a background. And two, will I need that background completed for sticker products? And it's come to the point in my hobby that I am always thinking of the final product that will sell rather than making art just for art. And at the end of the day, am I evolving as an artist or am I just thinking of the business? But going back to feeling like I have to post all the time and consistently, I feel like a lot of artists and businesses feel the need to always be in their followers' face, because if you're not, your followers will forget about you or will choose someone else that they see on their screen more often. And it doesn't help that the algorithm for Instagram and TikTok is so crazy. More so for Instagram, I feel like if you don't comply to Instagram's rules and post all the time, the algorithm will not be in your favor. I feel like all your posts and stories will be at the end of your followers page and no one will ever see your work. So for the last year, I have definitely conformed to be a slave of social media, and I have equated the amount of engagement from my followers as them actually liking my work. So to mitigate this feeling and not feel bad every time I post something, I literally post, turn on that button that will show the amount of likes you get, and put my phone away. It's just so much harder to see the amount of likes when I have to click an extra button to see that number, so I never really think about it once this button is clicked on. Plus, I feel like with Instagram and TikTok, things can blow up randomly. Like, I had no post or reel that immediately blow up. It always took a few days or even later in the month or a few months from now. So it's hard to place a value on your work and yourself when the system itself is not obvious on how it works. And this thought really came to me when I started to invest in the stock market, and I realized, okay, if I don't put any money in, I won't have any possibility to make more money. So why don't I put that same effort to myself and my hobbies? I think as someone who came out of school a few years ago, I always saw hobbies as something you do on the side and whenever you have time. When I was balancing school and work, spending time on myself and my hobbies were pretty infrequent. And when it came to hobbies, it's something you do when you have both the time and the money. For example, I've always wanted to get into pottery making, but I never really got to it because I always felt like I needed to save money and spend my hard-earned money wisely, whether it's for an apartment or for bills, things like that. But it was never for my hobbies. And I'm sure if it's, I feel like it's definitely a post-college mindset where I was still trying to earn money, or if it's a mentality that I was just grown accustomed to. But as I got older, I realized that life is not always just school or work. I feel like for both, we rarely do anything for ourselves. Unless you're working for yourself, you're always going to be working for someone else's dream. And for a lot of jobs, that's 8+ hours a day of working for someone else. It's not until my mid 20s I realize and ask myself, what am I doing for myself on a daily basis or a weekly basis? And I think the biggest question a lot of people can't really answer is what their hobbies are. We spend so much time on others that we don't even know what we enjoy doing anymore. So now that I'm 26, I feel like I'm more intentional about how I spend my time, money, and with what company. I feel like life is just too short not to be, because as cheesy as it sounds, we don't end up taking the money with us into the next life. We only take the memories we have made in this life. Anyways, that's the end of my rant, ramble, or whatever you want to call this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to look out for my next letter in this alphabet series. Also, comment below what I should draw for the letter C, and maybe I'll draw that next.